Hi there, it's Adam Blight from Brock Harcourt's Adelaide Metro Property Management. Believe it or not, I'm here to talk to you about property management, so I hope you enjoy the episode.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Open House Fridays, 12 o'clock. Google it, Brocky. Google it with Adam Blight. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thanks, Maltz.
Good on you.
Brocky,
Now
how are
you've recovered, mate. You look like you've got a war wound there.
Yes.
I gather you received an elbow playing basketball. Is that correct?
That's right, Saturday night out at Mount Barker against the Eastern Mavericks. Unfortunately, yes, I copped an elbow going up for the ball and I was actually concussed, believe it or not.
Yeah, there you go. So no drinks for you that night. Did you win the game?
No, we didn't.
Oh, great night all round,
Yeah,
Blighty.
It
absolutely.
hurts even more then.
Absolutely.
Just before Brocky asks the first question, I've got to mention your old man, Greg Blight, because a lot of people would know Greg. What made you follow through into the footsteps of your great father?
Well, it was actually maybe goes back a little bit further than that with my grandfather, who actually originally started the business, Ron Blight. Yeah, and I guess he was always my idol as I was growing up, and I sort of got to 21 and 2021 and decided that I wanted to give real estate a go.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And your dad's been a good mentor?
He has, yes.
Yeah, very
absolutely.
smart operator.
So they tell me.
Doesn't get to the office till about 11 each day. He's gone by about 2 and he's making a heck of a lot of money. So that's pretty smart, I reckon.
Exactly.
His golf handicaps come down.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So, Adam, just explain to the viewers what actually is property management and what makes a good property manager.
Okay, well, property management is basically the operation of commercial, industrial or residential real estate. We specialise in residential. And property management is a little bit like a management of any sort of business. So you look at each particular property as a business itself. You know, you've got its income, its outgoings, your client is in the tenant, your shareholder is in the owner, and that's how it sort of operates.
And what defines a good from an average property manager?
Well, one of the biggest things we look for is organisation and the ability to follow through. I think one of the main points as far as a property manager goes would be communication. If there's effective communication between the property manager, the landlord and the tenant, then all problems are minimised.
Excellent.
Yep.
That makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, it
I mean,
does.
communication in our industry, to me, is really simple, but a lot of people don't do it. And
Well, that's exactly right, and I guess that's almost our point of difference, is we come in and go, okay, well, if the rest of the industry really lacks in this point with communication, that's something that we have a really strong emphasis on.
And we've checked it out, mate. I mean, we've utilised your services personally, and we try to keep a bit of an idea on how our offices are going. And you don't let us down. You're very consistent. So that means you've got some processes and policies in your office. I'm assuming that
We do, and we've got a great team. We've got 5 different property managers.
they're all attractive young ladies, and I think you've had a bit to do with the recruitment, Adam. Hey?
Well, David's one of my
Oh,
property
right,
managers.
I forgot about David.
He's not the prettiest man to look at, but
That's a great job,
we'll leave
mate.
that alone. He does a fantastic job.
So, David's a good-looking girl.
Apparently.
Sorry, David, I forgot about you, but the rest of your team anyway. Okay.
Just one of the things, Adam, that people do ask me from time to time, why don't I manage my residential property myself? Why should I give it to a property manager?
Well, I guess, as far as the fees goes, it's fairly minimal, what you pay. It's all tax deductible. And then the amount of time it takes you as a private landlord to learn it yourself on all the laws associated with the Tenancies Act, with all the notices that you have to give at certain periods of time, to do inspections, and a private landlord inspection is a lot different to a third party coming in and inspecting the property, where we're not looking for the same things as a private landlord would. We go in there and it's all systemised. The amount of time we spend on it compared to the amount of time that you would spend on it, it's just a big cost-saving exercise.
Really good call, Adam. I mean, it's just so hard to keep up with all the legislative changes, and there's a lot of paperwork involved these days, inspections, and the one that would just drive me nuts if I owned a property is leaking taps, come and fix it, and the maintenance side of it.
And that's
right.
when I got rid of. We had a couple of properties years ago, and I thought, this is easy. I'll look after myself. And then, you get a phone call at 1 o'clock in the morning, as you say, because the plumbing's gone or something like that. Well, you just don't need that, and that's one of the. It also gives a bit of a buffer. so that you actually not, sometimes you can have personality clashes or conversely get on really well and then they expect favours. So I think the arm's length way of doing it, especially with someone as professional as your office, is the way to go.
Yeah, thanks, Brocky. I'd have to totally agree with you there. We actually manage about
That
five
was lucky.
five
was
properties.
a no-brainer.
We manage about 5 properties where we actually manage the property and say the parents own it and their sons and daughters live in it. And,
Oh, wow.
and we're still the third party.
Yeah,
So that way everyone's still held accountable.
Yep.
And
Great point.
we're used as the bad guy.
Can I just throw in 2 more? The chasing of money.
Yes,
Really important part of making sure everybody keeps up with it. You guys do a fantastic job with that.
absolutely.
And absolutely making sure that we get the most rent that you possibly can. So you're all over the market. And I think sometimes, maybe if you're doing it yourself, you might not get that full market rental.
Well,
Heaps of reasons to use you.
absolutely, yep. And occasionally, when we do take over from private landlords because they've had enough, they don't want to spend the time or they might be moving away somewhere, what we find is that the rent increase more than covers any charges that they have.
Yeah.
And Adam, if any of the viewers are thinking of leasing their property out through your very professional company, perhaps you could just give us the phone number?
Yeah, absolutely. My personal phone number is 0419 824 880. Otherwise, they can have a look on our website at www.ampmadelaide.com.au.
Blighty, it's been fantastic having you on. It's you're a chip off the old man's block or whatever the saying is. You're both fantastic people. Really glad you're involved in ours. And just before we do go, your property management division, I think you're getting up close to 1,000 properties. Is that right?
We're getting up there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is the biggest I know of, certainly within our group, and certainly one of the biggest in South Australia. So you must be doing something so right to have that many people entrusting their properties with you. So congratulations.
Thanks very much.
Very pleased to have Adam Blight from AMPM Property Management Services. Ladies and gentlemen, an excellent show. Love having Brocky next to me talking about interest rates. Adding to Hamish Mill, my agent. Magnificent property in Walkerville and a bit of a snapshot of the suburb down there. You know Walkerville very well, Brocky. Ben Higgins came in and a little bit of controversy on interest rates. Brocky saying they might sneak up because the cost of money. Ben's saying, no, they'll probably be on hold because the fixed are going down. So let's hope they stay on hold, Brocky, for a little while longer.
I think you balance it out. We're right in the middle. That's where you are
Right in the
too.
middle. Magnificent. Les Burdett, fabulous interview with the great man. You've heard about property management and why you should be using Adam Blight's organisation over there in Collingwood. Ladies and gentlemen, next week we have a very interesting show once again. Tony Matthews from Urban Projects, Urban Projects.
He's an absolute guru. He is the man in the state and probably one of the best in Australia at selling apartments. And he's got some spectacular groups and some fabulous projects coming up to appeal to investors and owner-occupiers.
Yeah, and it's really been a market that seems to be growing in Adelaide, doesn't it? If we look back over the last 5 or even 10 years.
Yep, in fact, the turnover, the volume of sales in the last 12 months and the price increases has been the best it's been for a decade.
There you go. We're also having a chat to Pat Massisi on our online, who's a motivational speaker, and I think you'll find him extraordinarily interesting.
He's a character.
He is a good fella. Thank you very much to API Insurance, our good friend Andrew Cook and team out there. Smart Posts. What do you want to say about Steve?
Steve Banwell, a guru.
A guru. Amadio Wines, have you checked out their reds yet?
I have.
Yeah, what did you think,
Fantastic.
Adam? They are absolutely
Absolutely.
beautiful. Anthony Olsen, and of course Duncan Bashir Hannon being our sponsors. Thank you very much for watching. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Open House. Open it. Over and out.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Open House. If you'd like any more information on property management, then please give me a call on 0419 824 880 or email me at adam@brockharcourtsampm.com.au.